Welcome. My name is Pete Gregory, and today I'm sharing about, I guess, how to avoid problems with your WordPress website by just simply keeping your themes and plugins up to date, and a few other things. But uh, you know, I guess it's because nowadays there are so many really good WordPress page builder plugins such as Beaver Builder, Elementor, and a few others. But there's many good plugins like that out there that perform really well, and it's enabling people that are not necessarily WordPress developers to create websites for clients, and they finish them up and they look good, and then they kind of walk away. The problem with that is WordPress websites by nature require to be maintained on a regular basis. And they have to be secured, they've got to be backed up, and they've got to be taken care of on a regular basis in order for them to continue to perform well. And so I'm getting more and more phone calls from new clients that they're having problems with their websites. And almost every time I discover it's just simply because they haven't been updating their website. They didn't know that they needed to update their website, or perhaps they're outsourcing their care and maintenance to another company, or maybe somebody in-house. Their IT guy is supposed to be doing it, and nobody's doing it. So the next thing you know, the website's not performing, and they're having problems. So let me show you what I found. I just got another phone call from a company. This is a big website, international, and I'm not going to name names, but this is what I found. So take a look here. I logged into the dashboard. As you can see, there are 16 updates. And so when I click on updates, the admin's moving a little slow, partly because of these updates. WordPress is not up to date. And all of these plugins are not up to date. And these three themes are not up to date. Now, two of them don't matter because they're not using those themes, but the one parent theme here does need to be updated, and it's missed quite a few updates, and it's been so long. This site was launched maybe 8 or 10 months ago, and already there's problems. So the client in this case had decided to maintain the site themselves, and they just weren't doing it. So it's these updates are critical. So now here's a site that has been updated. It happens to be my own, but when I go to updates, you'll see there are no updates needed, and this site continues to run perfectly. It's been several years. It's a bit outdated, but it still works real well. It doesn't look too horribly outdated. I try to just keep it real simple, to be honest with you. But so as part of our maintenance package, I'll just tell you what we do. I'm not trying to sell our services, but this way you'll know. We make sure that we update all plugins and themes at least once a week. But honestly, I do it every night. I rarely do I miss a night. It's just easier. It keeps them from piling up. I manage about 40 websites, so it's just so much easier for me to do that. And then we also check for malware. Now, on most of our sites, we have security plugins, and it automatically checks for malware for us. If you wanted to check your own, you can go to somewhere like Web Inspector and enter your URL, and it will do a check for you and tell you if there's any malware or not. And it's actually pretty accurate. And then we do our backups. So we have backups of every one of the websites we manage. We always have backups, so it gets a full backup each site at least 2 times a week, some of them 3 times a week, and those backups are kept for a month. So if there's a problem with the website, we can quickly and easily restore it to its previous condition. I mean, yes, there may still be a problem that needs to get figured out that might be being caused by a plugin update, but at least we can then identify the problem and then find out what it's going to take to fix it and move forward and get it done. We also do things like optimizing databases, and that can be done a number of ways. We can go into the server, into the MySQL database and optimize there, but there's also plugins available, and it can be done without even logging into the server. So you can go to a database plugin, optimize DB, come in here and do it. Now, if you're going to optimize, be sure to back up your database first. And there's good backup options. You can get a plugin. This is a premium plugin, Backup Buddy. You can do backups that way. There's also some free options out there. I think Updraft is a good one that I've heard. And that's there's also a premium version for that as well. So these things need to be done on a regular basis, and it doesn't stop with just updating the plugins and themes. That's a great start, and it needs to be done. But you've also, as I said, you've got the database. You've got to make sure you have backups on hand, and then there's server logs to check. You want to make sure that your system is running. Is running smoothly, and you're as time goes on, sometimes you have to update things. For instance, most recently servers were running 5.6, but nobody knew. But we had, at a click of a button at your host, you can enable PHP 7, or 7.1 or 7.2. And nowadays, most plugins are, well, they'll tell you that minimum requirement is 7.0, PHP 7.0, but yet there's websites out there running 5.6. So, there's just a ton that you need to keep track of and stay on top of. Also, it's really good, and what we do on a pretty regular basis, not every day, but at least once a month, every single one of the sites we manage, we check on mobile devices. And it's best to do that with your phone, but you can also go into your Google Chrome developer tools and, okay, let's check it on iPhone 6 and 7 and 8, and so there it is. We can check it on Galaxy 5. There it is. We can check it on iPads. There it is. And so if nobody's watching this and paying attention, there will be problems. It's just inevitable. And the best way to avoid that is to have a good, solid, ongoing maintenance plan. Whether you do that yourself or hire it out, you need to keep an eye on it if you're hiring it out, and making sure that whoever is managing your website is actually doing their job. And that's it. I hope this was helpful. I wasn't trying to rant, just simply this is a problem, and I'm finding that there are some out there that just have no idea that this needs to be done in order to maintain and keep a WordPress website running as it should. That's it. Have a great day.